Well, I was going to be hitting the road and it definitely snowed. Definitely snowed. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. At the same time, I'm so happy I'm not on the roadway right now. Oh, I think today's just going to be a snow day. I have on about 8 layers and I have to walk all the way across my yard because I take care of the feral cats. And just because it snowed doesn't mean that they don't want to eat. See? So let's go feed some cats. Where do you guys eat? Show me where you eat. Okay, they're all taken care of. And now I just have to hope that they all come out to eat. Oh. Eat up, guys, and then go get cozy again. They have 2 little structures here that they've been hiding in that keep them warm. And then they have a few more kind of around the property facing different directions. Most of these cats have never seen snow before, so they're kind of struggling trying to figure out what to do. But they're coming out and they're eating, and that makes me happy. So, I'm happy that I have this time. I love the snow. I just don't like to drive around in the snow. And so I'm glad I packed up the van yesterday so I can just appreciate this. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful out here. It is, however, pretty deep, and they're having an interesting time figuring out what exactly is going on. Yeah, I got you a little dry spot. You need to eat and then go get cozy, okay? Oh, here's Speed again. That is the one thing about having the feral cats is I feel bad because I can't make them go inside, but they have lots of places to stay to keep them safe, which is good because it looks like the snow is actually picking up quite a bit here. Oh yeah, it's getting bigger and coming down faster. So I'm sure that they will get into their dry zones pretty soon. There's lots of little hidden under places at my property that they can kind of hang out in. Oh, so yeah. I'm gonna try to bust up their water so they can have a little bit of water. I may have to boil some water to do that, but we'll figure it out one way or the other. Okay, let's see if I can just use this board to break it to start with. That's what I was using yesterday. Yeah, it'll work. I just gotta get through the snow. Okay, this way at least they can have some drinking water. It's not gonna be a lot, but I will bring out some more water and put it in here. I just need to make sure they have something to drink. Okay, that's looking a little better. It's gonna be super slushy though. Yesterday, I had to do this about 4 times and it froze within 25 minutes. So if they can just get a little bit of water, and then this afternoon, I'll bring out some other water to put in here too. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a good start. Put that right there so I can use it again later. Oh, I've got on like 5 layers to stay warm. But this is why I didn't want to hit the road during this, because this is just straight snow, but this evening it'll turn to ice, and we do not have the infrastructure, especially in this area, for any of this. Meanwhile, Dimples is getting a nice snow bath right now. Kind of play around in it a little bit. But yeah, there's Dimples. Looking real cold right now. Real cold. I took the batteries in. I took all of the water in because I knew this was going to happen. And so I figured that they would be better off. Yesterday, even taking the water in, it was still left in there. It was frozen solid. I lost a couple of other liquid items because they had frozen solid, just because they were stored in the van. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those times, but I'll have to pack all that before I leave. In the meantime, this is fabulous. It is cold, but it is amazing. For all of you who live up north, we don't get this here. We normally get like a mix of ice and disgustingness. So getting this is just everything I wanted as a kid, but we didn't get. It's pretty fabulous. Again, though, because I don't have to drive anywhere. If I had to drive, I'd be like, oh no. But just gonna soak it in, enjoy the views, so you guys can enjoy them with me. This is what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm just gonna make myself some soup. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna watch the weather to see what happens. I'm gonna soak it in. These snowflakes are just, it's amazing. There are a few people who are trying to drive around, it looks like, but the road sounds super insulated, so I think I'm gonna go look at it. Might as well. It's definitely picking up, and it feels like a little sleet is starting to come with this now, so that's not gonna be ideal. That's gonna make the roads real bad. And tomorrow it's not supposed to be even in the 40s, so unless something changes, it's gonna be pretty rough the next couple days. Okay, this is a major county road. And it looks like this. Clearly they're not gonna be out here to fix this anytime soon. And this is what a lot of the roads in Texas look like. And this is why we try not to get out and about. This is why we talk about the weather being so bad. And that's if we're lucky and the power doesn't go out. So yeah, that's a regular road in Texas during one of these storms. No one to come out and fix it. The other thing I have to worry about is if the ice starts to get in the trees, it'll start breaking branches. And we have a lot of bad luck with that. So if I start hearing cracking, it's bad. That's bad. That's also why I don't park under the trees, even though the trees would be nice. Not in this. Not in this. There was just a big chunk that fell out of this tree. It was just snow though, thank goodness. It's definitely several inches though, which again is the most that we've gotten in a while. And this is like a packable snow, so I can make snowballs out of this. Oh, am I going to? No, probably not, but here we go. This is my snowball for the season right here. A one-handed snowball. who knows, maybe I'll make a snowman later, but right now I think I need to go back in and warm up a little bit. It's gonna be pretty cold all day. The mix feels like it's starting to get some punchiness to it, which means ice. So I'm just gonna play it by ear, watch the news, make sure I'm good, check my path, figure out what's gonna be good. I noticed that one of the paths that I was talking about possibly taking is now closed because they had something like this. So gotta kind of do a little bit of change in plans, but that's what today's about, figuring that stuff out, staying warm. And that's about it. Okay, I'm inside now and it is much more cozy here, but just kind of gets me to thinking that I'm very fortunate that I was able to check the weather ahead of time and kind of get an idea as to when this was going to start so I could get all my things finished. And now I'm just literally waiting on the final few things to go into the van whenever the weather clears. And a lot of people probably think, why didn't you just put this on your tiny home channel? Because it's a beautiful view of the snow on your tiny home. It is, but fact of the matter is we've been working for days trying to get the van ready, sitting in there when the wind chills have gotten it down into the teens and just trying to get things together. Just proving that even though I've been on the road for a long time, sometimes just stuff happens and you have to deal with it. And that kind of just is what it is. You can either get really doom and gloom and be like, oh no, the plan that I had didn't work out, or you can sit there and say, okay, you know, the plan didn't work out, but that's probably setting me up for a different thing that I'm supposed to be doing. And if you look at it from a positive perspective, you'll find really quickly that you can take in those moments and use them as like a constructive place as opposed to just like a doom and gloom. And so that's what I'm doing. I was kind of stressed out. I was getting to the point yesterday where I was like, oh my goodness, I think I'm going to have a little bit of anxiety about this because I didn't get out of here before the storm. At the same time, being self-aware of realizing that like I needed to take care of some things, that's why I was here, was the most important thing. I could sit and freak out and rush myself to get out of here, which a lot of people might have done. Or I can make sure that I don't forget something, neglect to remember something because I'm in a rush. And also I can plan ahead more safely, which I think is the most important thing. Safety should always be first when it comes to van life or travel or vacationing or just even doing a basic activity in your hometown. Never put yourself in harm's way just so that you can enjoy something. Because you want that to not just be an adventure or your last adventure. You want it to be a part of your bigger picture story. So, as I am sitting here in the cozy, trying to figure out what soup I want for lunch, I am thankful that I already have the van ready to go and that I am not out there. I'm already seeing so many bad things happening on Texas roads, and there's actually a transformer that blew up last night, so I'm very nervous for a lot of people when it comes to the power here in Texas. But I can't do anything about those things. What I could do is put myself in a position so that I would be okay. So if worse comes to worse, every one of my batteries is charged up for my van and I could use them here in my tiny home. If worse comes to worse, I have my heating blankets, which are already in the van that I could go grab and use to stay warm should I lose power. And that's really nice. You know, I think that that's one of the bigger things that a lot of people do not consider whenever they look at like part-time travel specifically. If you have an RV or a van and you have all of your like bug out supplies in it, so to speak, so that you can be off grid, you have a perfect vehicle to prepare you for bad weather. Preparedness is so big and it goes hand in hand with travel, and I cannot express that enough. And that's why I talk about things like batteries and having exterior refrigeration and stuff like that, because you never know what life is going to throw you. This snowstorm is a perfect example of that. I am obsessed with these chunky soups. However, I have learned something kind of in regards to this chili mac. There's two different versions. There's the bigger can and the smaller can. The consistency in the bigger can is different than the consistency in the smaller can. Both are good. I usually like to take these things with me on the road, so I picked up a few extras because I was like, oh, worst case scenario, snowstorm, I don't eat them all, I take them with me in the van, which would be great. Now, one thing I will say though about these, the spicy ones right here, these are so good, but they're becoming fewer and further between. So I guess I'll figure out one of these. Probably gonna download some things. I'm gonna take a day to just have a day. I'm gonna download some Netflix because I definitely need some Netflix on my phone. I was going to call the bank, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to do that today because I think the bank is closed. So yeah, I'm going to have to call the bank first thing in the morning before I head out if the weather is good. If the weather's not, we'll be eating another soup tomorrow. I don't know. I may have a little bit of burst of energy to put some things together into my little freezer containers for the road. I might do that later on. I'm not sure. But for now, I think I'm just going to soak in the beauty of the snow, kick back, rest, because I do enjoy a good rest day. And remember, guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. Sometimes the weather isn't your friend, but other times it tells you, hey, slow down, take a break. It's okay. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And I encourage you guys to take those moments for yourself as well. Never put yourself in harm's way. Always think of safety first. And it doesn't matter if you live in a sticks and bricks and travel part-time or if you're in a vehicle full-time. Find ways to, when the weather decides to be weird, keep yourself entertained and keep yourself safe. Till next time. Bye.